Good morning. My name is Neko Babu. I am the chairman of this first launch workshop on transcending. Our speaker this morning, his name is Peter Junior Babu. He will take us through. So as the song states, loosen up, take your seats, relax, and listen to him. I call upon Peter Babu to take his place here and deliver his whatever he wants to deliver. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, everybody online, and thank you, audience on the outside. Okay. Transcend. What does it mean to transcend? Transcend is actually very important in life. There's a quote from Charles Darwin. After he studied and he came up with the theory of evolution, he saw that it wasn't, whenever there's change, it wasn't the strongest that survived or the most intelligent that survived. It's the one most adaptable to change. We must really take this into consideration because change is always happening in our lives. For example, in the past, we've had different changes, and we had different industries changes. When the industries changed from railway to roads, railway companies lost their jobs. When we changed from film cameras to digital cameras, film companies lost their jobs. So many people. There will always be these changes in society, and we just need to accept that change will come, and we have to adapt. That's it. That's the theory of evolution, but that's also the evolution of the industries. Industries will always change, and we have to adapt. Now, there's a more important change that's taking place right now, and that is the change from the industrial age and into the digital age. So, to help us grasp this concept, I want to share an actual experience, life story. When I was little, probably some of you online and some of you out here will be aware of, I used to play this game called Age of the Empires. Now, with Age of the Empires, you control a group of villages. So you start off with like 4 villages in the Stone Age. And then after they gather much resources, you can advance. You can advance to the feudal age, and then you gather resources, and then you click advance, and then it goes to the Bronze Age, and then the Iron Age, and you can go to the Castle Age and the Imperial Age. So what happens is you must constantly gather resources, and you must continuously advance, because if you don't, the one that goes ahead of you, those other countries, and they advance to the Iron Age, they'll come and fight with your Stone Age country. So if you don't have the technology or the weapons of Stone Age, Iron Age, obviously you'll get killed by those of the Iron Age. So yeah, I usually enjoy the game, clicking. I also play other games like Battle Realms. I play other games like StarCraft. It's pretty much the same. But I like Age of the Empires because it has all these advancing ages. Each age has its own level of technology. You can build universities, and you can research different weapons and all that. I thought it was just a game until 20 years later, and the concept of advancement or die is actually the reality that I live in. Now I live in Munum village, and Lay City is coming, and Lay City will go all the way to Nadzab, and we'll have this advancement here. But and here, this is the Ngong Training and Conference Center. I also call this the SME Resource Center because this is where I work. This is the whiteboard that I write, and this is where I train my clansmen. And it's almost like I'm playing the game of the Age of the Empires now, but this time I'm playing with my clan. Because if I don't help my people to advance, and if they're still using bush knives and spades, and if they are still villagers, technology will come, companies will come. They're already coming. They're buying land, people are selling land, they're taking over, people are moving, buying blocks, and it's really a problem. It's really a problem of landowners selling land and all that. How do we save this country? How do we save Papua New Guinea? This is the reality. But then there's something even worse. We have now this COVID-19 and all this, where people are actually losing jobs. Companies are scaling down, and everything is going virtual. So you're now work from home. You're having meetings over the phone, or like this training, you're getting it because if you can't come here, you can watch it on YouTube, stuff like that. What's happening? There's so many people. There were so many people who got laid off because they can't work anymore because of this virus. And work from home is a concept that not too many people have embraced yet. They don't realize that, and they're still applying for jobs. And students are going to schools and universities and then applying for jobs. You see, the problem is everybody's trying to go to industrial age schools to apply for industrial age jobs. But most of those jobs are running out because we are moving into the digital age. And the majority of the jobs are digital. Content creators, website developers, people like me who produce content like this video and write content. That's who we are. So coming back to the age of the empires, if you don't advance, there will be consequences, and it won't be good. So coming back to us, you have to realize the need to advance, the need to transcend. So if you're a student in primary school and you're going to go to grade 8, what's your future? What's your future in the industrial age? What's your future in the digital age? Are you just thinking of, okay, so mom and dad will pay for school fees, and I'm going to have breakfast, I'm going to go sit in the classroom, listen to whatever the teacher would say, and then I'll be like, okay, hey, this is the homework, I'm going to learn animal parts, grasshopper parts, all these things, memorize them, do the tests and exams. We're living the real life. These things are not going to be useful in the real life. And then you come back home and you pick up a mobile phone, and then you're playing games in it. You're playing Ludo in those games, in the phones. Or you want to watch movies in those phones, and that's it. You don't realize something's happening. You're stuck. You're stuck. And then if you go to grade 8 and you fail, or grade 10 or grade 12 or university, you finish from school, you graduate, and you're out here and you're out of jobs now. And then you'll be thinking, okay, I applied for jobs and there's nobody interested in me. Or I'm grade 8 and there's nobody interested in me. I'm grade 10 and grade 12. I need to go to Ford and all that. If you're still thinking that you should be sitting at home looking for jobs, especially university graduates. Recently we had UPNG graduating. So a bulk of them will apply to many companies. Or in fact, all of them. But I'm just curious. Are they all applying purely for the industrial age jobs? Or are some of them applying for digital age jobs? Now, I'm pretty sure all university students have a smartphone and they have a laptop. But the question is, are they sitting down on their laptop right now doing business development? Are they scrolling through their mobile phone, pitching, writing the next best article, producing video content like this one? Or they're just scrolling, putting their expertise on LinkedIn, fingers crossed, hoping that some recruiter will give them a job. The world doesn't work that way, especially the digital world. You have to you have to pitch, you have to offer yourself, you have to show us what you can do. You have to do videos like this and like show people that you're capable, you're knowledgeable, you're resourceful, you're reliable, you are somebody. I'll give an illustration of this. For people who have graduated or who are currently students but they're trying to make themselves resourceful and reliable in the digital age, you are different. A university graduate is like a mechanic. A mechanic who is very smart, can fix any vehicle, but they're just sitting at home waiting for companies to call them. It doesn't work that way. So they send out all the applications. That's not enough. In the digital age, we have to see you, hear you, read your content, know you, value you, evaluate you, and we'll probably consider you for a job or a contract. That's how it works. So most of the graduates, they will sit and wait, and that's the problem. That's an industrial age mindset. That's an industrial age teaching. But that real teaching, what I'm going to tell you, probably your guidance teacher didn't tell you, is don't sit, pitch. Do something like I'm doing. If you're on TikTok, don't just dance on TikTok. Pitch. You got 3 minutes. You have 1 minute. Do something that's going to show that you have knowledge. If you don't get a job, you'll probably get customers, clients, people who need content, video content, or written content. Like show people that you can actually twist minds. So if you're somebody who is a graduate, sitting down, thinking that life is all there is, and I'm going to sit and wait for a job, you are somebody who hasn't yet transcended. That's for a student, or that's for a university graduate. Now, for somebody who's a villager right now, watching this, or not watching this, but you're a relative and you're going to later tell that villager, you're probably a villager in the remote parts of the country. Or you're a villager on a remote island in Millimbe. And you are thinking that, man, I can't do more. I can only sell tobacco and I can only sell betel nut. And life is all there is. There's nothing more I can produce in this entire life. I'm stuck here on this island or in this remote area. The government doesn't care about me and all of this. What industry can I get into? When we're thinking like that, we're thinking industrial age. We're thinking how many more bags of betel nut, tobacco, fish, pearls, whatever, cocoa, copra. The government will still tell us to keep producing those industrial age products, and nothing wrong with that. It will put food on the table. Keep doing that. What I'm just telling you is what's also available to you in the digital age, which is a smartphone. Because you know what a smartphone is? The most powerful content creation tool in the palm of your hand. Because what can you do with it? 4 things. You can create video content like this, audio content, a podcast of this, written content, text of this, or images, memes, snapshot, quotes. 4 things. Video, audio, content, text. 4 things. Those are 4 things. Now, as the digital storyteller, somebody who lives 2 lives, actually 2 lives. In one life, my industrial life, I am this villager in Munum village. I toil the land. I cultivate the soil using my pickaxe. And on the other life, my digital life, I am the digital storyteller. And I produce content. I produce those 4 things. An image, like a meme. Video content like this. Very long articles and posts like this. Audio, if I do an audio of this video, then I'll produce audio. Now I want you to realize something. In the In the industrial age, your strengths are your assets, your land, your degree, your diploma, your positions and titles, your money and your prestige. That's you in the industrial age. Those are your strengths. But in the digital age, we don't need all of that. It's a different universe. And your assets are different things. There's no Land Cruisers inside the internet. There's no silver and gold in there. There's no food and water in there. It's just content, thoughts, concepts. Either one of these four things. Audio, video, images, or text, content. Content is all that matters in the digital age. Nothing else. A degree is useless. Money and prestige is useless. What matters is what content you put out there, what video content you put there, what audio podcast you put there, what text, what post, what articles you put there, what images you create that has a message to get a customer that will be interested in what you are, what ad you produce. That's the only things that matter. Four things. In the digital universe, it's only these four things. That's what many people don't realize. And the worst part of what they don't realize is that phone in their hand is that powerful content creation tool that they should be using to become very, very successful in the digital age, producing those four things. But what do? They are a typical industrial age phone user. Most people now are only using phones for Ludo, watching movies, Facebook, scroll, and not producing content. Hey, guess what? I produce videos like this on TikTok, but you know what everybody else is doing? Dancing, and there's nothing wrong with dancing and singing. There are also art that probably somebody can hire you. But you can also produce videos like this and educate people. So, let's come back to our friends in remote mountains and remote islands. I believe there's smart people there, brilliant actually, who have found lessons, who have wisdom. There's a lot of old people with a lot of wisdom, more wisdom than the younger generation of these days that have a phone. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of ecological knowledge in the mountains, blue mountains of Arab. Somebody smart and wise out there. Imagine if you can just switch on your camera like this and an old man speaks wisdom and knowledge right there, and you record everything. In fact, you should do that with your granddaddy and your grandmommy right now. Just switch on this camera and record them. Because another thing about the digital age is there's no limitations. You can actually be anybody. It depends on those four content, like I said. So also in the digital age, there is no death. There's only content. You put things there, and if you die, it will always be there. There's no disability. Doesn't matter if you're blind. Doesn't matter if you're deaf. If you can produce content with the other abilities, you can still put it there, and it can be just as good. Type it in if you can speak. Speak if you can see. So even a blind man can speak like me and produce audio content. Even a disabled person, at least you can use your feet to type or whatever body part to type. A disabled person can actually be very, very successful in the digital age because it doesn't matter. What matters is the content, like I said. But in the industrial age, in sports or whatever career, we need somebody with a full able body, not somebody who's crippled, not somebody who's blind, not somebody who's deaf. But guess what? Only a few people hire the disabled. But in the digital age, we can't see that. We only see your content. That's the advantage. There are no limitations. But you see, many people don't know that. They don't realize that. And they don't realize that you can use a phone to do everything that I'm talking about. A smartphone, just one, to do all these things that I'm talking about. So as the digital storyteller, I'm like a bridge. I'm like a guide. to make you realize these things in the industrial age and transcend into the digital age, from industrial to digital. You can drop things, whoever you are. You can drop all limitations. Now somebody might be sitting in his village and like, I'm a villager. Me plus money. Me grade 6 here. Me grade 8 here. Me no got savvy. Me school man here. Me young plumber. I'm a nobody. Who's going to listen to me? People can listen to you. I'm a villager too. I live in a village. See? But I'm producing very high quality content from the village straight into my phone, and I'm going to upload it on YouTube. And guess what? It is a really good content for anybody in the industrial age, even all industrial age staff, even your government. The PNG government can be a purely industrial age government, where it only focuses on cocoa and copra and coffee. But it can also be a digital age government, helping all the citizens to be content creators. It's possible. But you see, we're not having this conversation. It's not part of the narrative yet. But I'm hoping that through this video, everybody can realize and transcend to grasp what's already in the palm of their hand. People right now have a phone in their hand, but they're only playing games and watching movies and just scrolling all around social media. That is a powerful content creation tool. So I'm merely using this 30-minute opportunity, my time and my life, as a bridge to help you to transcend, to move from industrial age mindset to a digital age mindset. And if you can get this in your head, and you can transcend your own limitations, you will be somebody. You will be somebody bigger than what you think you were. What you think that you're this grade 6, you're this grade 8, you're this disabled person, you're just villager in a remote island. Produce content like this and you're already this somebody big in the digital age. Someone who writes very powerful articles, somebody who produces powerful videos, somebody who produces a very educational memes, somebody who will convert this video into audio and produce a very powerful podcast like this. It's possible. All you need is a phone. That's it. So I want to tell you a story. It's actually my life experience. My friends and family know me as somebody who went to fisheries college. In 2007 to 2010, I did my bachelor's in fisheries and marine resource management at the University of Natural Resources and Environment. Now, what happened was, I came to the village. I decided to come and stay in the village for 5 years, and then I would apply for a job. But during those 5 years, towards the end, all my papers got stolen. But instead of trying to get back those papers or something, I told myself, that's okay. If nature doesn't want me to succeed with using papers, I'll try to succeed without papers. And that's where the story began. A story of how an industrial age university student dropped all his papers and came this way. But my story is very similar to a story in the Bible, which I want to read to you all, from another Peter, just like myself. The Apostle Peter. What happened to him was, and that's in Matthew 4, verse 18 to 20. He used to be a fisherman, and something happened. Matthew chapter 4, verse 18 to 20. It reads, walking along the Sea of Galilee, he saw two brothers, Simon, who is called Peter, and Andrew, his brother, casting a net into the sea, for they were fishermen. And he said to them, come, and I will make you fishers of men. At once they abandoned the nets and followed him. Did you see what happened? Christ Jesus was walking along the seashore, and he saw two brothers doing an industrial age job of fishing. And what did he do? He said, come, and I will make you fishers of men. Later on, Peter became an excellent speaker, motivational speaker, content creator. The content came out of his mouth was excellent. But Jesus Christ himself is a storyteller. That's why I realized the need for us to be storytellers. He called Peter to be a storyteller. In fact, you go to any village and you have storytellers. Your granddaddy is a great storyteller. He has something called Tumuna stories if you want to listen to. He could be speaking into the camera already. In fact, he has so many legends that we should be recording right now. And if we don't, we're going to lose out. That's a problem. So what's the phone for? Record them. Let them speak into the camera. We'll do something with it later. So, all of this is a story. So we have to analyze the actions, what happened in this little episode between Jesus. So there's several actions. So the first thing was, and he said. So Jesus spoke, the same as I'm speaking. You see, people who have the power of speech, they can speak life, opportunity, invitations. So this is what happened. So he said, come after me. So this was an invitation. And I will make you fishers of men. And at once they abandoned the nets and followed him. So there are several actions that we need to do if we want to transcend. So Peter and his brother transcended from industrial age fishermen to powerful storytellers. Life changes, business changes, using the power of storytelling, which was what Jesus Christ was, a powerful storyteller who changed lives using the power of storytelling. And that's why all of us should be storytellers. And on the internet, we will be digital storytellers, not just me, all of us. So this really is the invitation for all of us to drop that whatever little job that we're doing right now and transcend and become a storyteller. You, all of you, all of us, we are a library of untold stories. I simply shared to you a little story inside me of playing the game of Age of the Empires when I was a little boy. There's one story from my library of untold stories. Now you know this story. But the story was inside me. And then I took a little story from the Bible of when Jesus called out to my namesake and helped him to transcend. So it's a wake-up call actually for all of us to realize the need to transcend. But not just to transcend because we're always living in changing times, but actually a true opportunity that's available to us. Don't limit yourself. to just being a fisherman all your life, or a cleaner all your life, or a security guard all your life. You could be the next best storyteller in the country, a digital storyteller. In fact, all of us are libraries of untold stories. You're probably like me too. Something bad happened to you, and then something great happened to you. So when I abandoned my degree and diploma, I became this person, this digital storyteller. And I enjoy this every day. I enjoy telling my stories. I enjoy writing my stories. In fact, a lot of people enjoy reading my content on LinkedIn. And they said, keep it coming, keep it coming. You, how many little stories can you take from yourself? So, this is the story and the understanding and the background. So in the last 30 minutes, I helped all of you to recognize the age that we're in. So just a recap of the last 30 minutes. I helped all of you to realize that we are in the industrial age, but we're also in the digital age. I'll take you all to another 30 minutes, and this time I'll present to you this, because it's also a course. So I used these 30 minutes to explain to you the importance of this training. So this is a 30-minute session that I've developed, Transcend. I've stated here 8 steps, but it's actually 10. And over here is me trying to teach you what Jesus had. The very thing that he taught Peter, and how he made him a storyteller. Because this is where it's going to get interesting now. Because I can't just tell you and not give you the skill set. So now that you realize that maybe some of you or your villagers or your friends are stuck in not getting a job, or stuck being limited by their own imagination and perception, to make everybody realize that they are powerful and inspirational storytellers in the digital age. Now I'll take you through what I've developed, called the 8-step formula to turn anyone into a business consultant. This training can change you and everybody out here into a powerful business consultant. I'll prove it to you. Sit back and relax in the next 30 minutes and I'll prove it to you. Over here, it's not just 8 steps. It's 8 things to keep in your mind when you're having a conversation. You see, all of this, Transcend, all of this is simply a conversation skill, a communication skill. Pure words coming out of my mouth, but me using my body as well to teach you. So to my sons watching, to my dad watching, and everybody else online watching, what I'm about to do is teach you the magic, the performance. I'm not going to stand in front here talking like this. I have to animate, move my hands, use my body and my words to educate, to motivate, to teach, to coach. Learn how to use your words and your body, and you will be a powerful business consultant. I can ask anybody to stand and to make this speech, but the next videos I'll produce, I will have actual people, some of my sons, my dad, and anybody else. For this one, I want you all to simply watch me, how I demonstrate this art, this skill, words and actions, this communication skill of getting my message across. Once you see this, once you watch this video, practice. To my sons, to my dad, practice. Learn this skill, this conversation skill. It's going to change your life. You can be anybody's business consultant any day. And I'll show you. Okay, so over here we have eight steps, 8 ideas that you keep in your head. Number 1 is state a problem. Number 2 is relate a story or a scripture like I did. Number 3 is what are the key words in that story or the scripture, or what are the key lessons or the secrets. Number 4 is to process the story. You gather the story, you process it, and then you consume it, and you change it into actions. And number 5, what are the actions? Steps 1 to 5 already tells you, gives you the skill. The conversation skill, the communication skill is covered in steps 1 to 5. The problem, the story, the keywords, processing, and the actions. 6, 7, 8, and 9 is simply doing something like this, the video and uploading on Facebook. That's why I have now the 6 is to reach out. I'll explain that later. Number 7, set the next meeting. If today Saturday I produce this video, when's the next video? Okay, it's next week Saturday. And next week Saturday I produce this video, and I have to share it on Facebook or LinkedIn or YouTube. I have to share this video. And then I have to pitch. When I'm sharing the video, I have to pitch this video. I'll be like saying something like, hey guys, you need to watch this video. It's going to change your life. It's going to turn anybody watching this video, it's make them realize that they are not just limited beings, but they are all powerful storytellers. And they'll be like, oh wait, let me watch this. Yeah, that's pitching. That's pitching. So number 9 is to pitch. So while the steps after 5 is to connect with a wider audience, steps 1 to 5 is the conversational skill, the communication skill, the skill of speaking and using your body to animate the lesson. So if I was just standing still and then talking and then just pointing at the board, you can't really see the message. But if I explain like Peter, why I keep standing here is because I'm acting like this side of the board is the industrial age. Did you notice that? And on this side is the digital age. And I'm in the middle as a bridge connecting you with the industrial age, understanding and mindsets and occupation and skills and assets of an industrial age person, and the assets and the mindset and the tools and the products. What's going to make you somebody in the digital age? And I tried to differentiate those 2 ages and really showing you what's available to you. What's available to you and who you are in the industrial age, and what's available to you in the digital age. So what's available to you really is a smartphone that can change your life if you produce content like this. So over here I have my phone in my hand and my dad's phone recording this video. 2 phones. Do you think these 2 phones can change my life if somebody watches this video? That's just an example. We'll see what happens after this video. This is a content creation tool right here. Digital age content creation tool. Not just a video watching tool. Not just a Ludo playing tool. Something that can make you get jobs and stand in front of people. I'll try to solve several corporate level problems using this as a demonstration how you can do exactly what I'm doing now to a company tomorrow. Or not tomorrow, tomorrow's Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Watch this. I'm going to use this. State a problem. Okay, what is a problem? A problem can be self-confidence. Okay, if there's a company in Lake City, in Port Moresby, anywhere in the country, or in your school, and there's a problem of self-confidence, we'll have students who are going to be called to come onto stage, and they'll be like, okay, Ken, come and say something. And he's gonna come up like this. Yesterday, that's somebody who's still stuck. That's somebody who hasn't transcended. But if somebody who transcends, he'll realize that he's not limited. He doesn't need to scratch his head. He can literally walk up like this. Okay, good morning everyone, and thank you for coming today. He can speak like this. It's a choice. Self-confidence is a choice. Not some fancy degree, diploma, overseas flights. No, it's a choice. Self-confidence. Right now, if you're in school, right now, if you're representing a company, and you go and you see somebody and he'll be like a person of color, and you'll be like, ish, membaya, ish, white money, hey, big money, trouble money. Or you will start, hey boss, how's it going? Hello minister, nice morning to you. Oh, good morning headmaster. Have a nice day. You can choose to just be free, to speak, to say hello, instead of allowing a color or size or a status to make you go into a nutshell and in fear. Choose to say hi. Choose to stand straight. Choose to speak openly. What am I giving to you right now? Skills to speak freely. Not holding yourself back in. See, that's the mistake everybody makes. So what is self-confidence? A choice. Tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your company, tell yourself it's a choice. It's a choice between scratching my head like this or standing like this. To talking like this. To talking like this. It's the volume is also your choice. Your facial expression is, you can be like shy, you know. Fix your face. It's a choice. Fix your standing. It's a choice. Fix the way you walk in front of people. It's a choice. So if you're representing a company and you're a shy person, you should get fired. Don't work for the company. Or you can choose to come out of your shell, be open, be free, free your mind, free your body, free your vocal cords, and talk and represent the country and say, hey, let's go. That's it. So, stating a problem. So, I stated the problem. I didn't relate a story, but I was just demonstrating in front of you. But I actually gave a little demonstration of somebody can come up this way. So I got a story. What are the keywords? The keyword I used was choice. Self-confidence is a choice. And most importantly, is once you realize that all these are choices, that you can walk up like this or stand like this, once you realize that, now you and your company and your team and yourself, you can have this conversation with your company, you can have this conversation with your team, you can have this conversation with your clan, you can have this conversation with your family, and most importantly, you can have this conversation with yourself, and you will tell yourself that, hey, stop scratching your head, stand up straight, smile. Tell yourself. You see, really everybody listening to this, you're actually having this conversation in your head with a trust Peter, or still be a shy person while I'm talking. It's also a choice. So really manage your conversations. Manage the conversation you're having with your company or your clan. Manage the conversation you have with your family or your team. And manage the conversation you have with yourself. Because what happens is we don't manage our personal conversations, because in our head, the conversation in our head is, ish, it's me plus man, Mr. Lobuse. I mean, me no go to Bible school, me no degree, me no diploma, me no this kind of man. Yeah, that's a conversation in your head. A conversation you constantly have in yourself. While I'm trying to teach you a conversation that you should have in your head that says, no, I'm bigger than this. That's what you must realize. Realize is another key word. Because it's a matter of choice. That you must realize that, hey, I'm not limited to fishing nets. I am a storyteller. I do have a story. My mom, my dad, my grandmother, my grandfather has lots of stories. We are already a huge library of untold stories, inspirational stories, powerful stories, motivational stories of how this person used to be this person and now they are this person. How this person moved a trade store from 14 kina and moved it all up to something big. I want to ask you a question. How much is a deep freezer and a truck? How much? A deep freezer and a truck, add it together. How much is it? You want me to tell you how much it is? 14 kina. It's 14 kina. In fact, it's 14 kina for this freezer, for this truck, for a trade store, and also for a chicken house. Yeah, it's 14 kina for these things. Why? You know why? Because my other dad, Yawing Babu, he managed 14 kina from a tiny 14 kina little business into a trade store, a big trade store that was able to buy a truck and a freezer and a chicken shed, all from 14 kina. All from managing 14 kina. Do you have 14 kina? Do you have more than 14 kina? How do you manage it? How much is your fortnight? Do you get 14 kina a fortnight, or are you getting 500 kina, 1,000 kina, 2,000 kina a fortnight? What's happening to your fortnight? Have you already bought a truck, a freezer, a huge chicken shed, and a large trade store from 14 kina? You see what I just did? I related a story. I hammered a problem like probably savings or management. And the key word was manage. How you manage 14 kina. I didn't process the story yet, but you can see the conversational skill. It's a true story. I hope my father Yawing will stand up here in the next video and he'll tell that story. Because I honestly want to know, how did he do it? How did he move from 14 kina to the big store? I want to know, you probably want to know, we all want to know, how did he do it? That's an example. That's an example of how we can talk about financial literacy. So there's all these people that are going around the country running financial literacy trainings. And then there's lots of people who have a financial literacy certificate. But my question is, do you know the secrets of running a trade store? Do you know how to manage 14 kina into a big store with a truck and a freezer and a poultry shed? Or you only have a financial literacy certificate and you still don't know the magic to turn 14 kina into something big? You see, that's what they're not teaching. That's what I don't have. But that's what Papa Yawin has if he comes and stands here and teaches. That's what this ordinary father of mine, who is a blind man, literally he's blind, and he is in the village, he doesn't know and he doesn't realize yet that he contains a true story and an experience and secrets that the whole country or maybe the whole world needs on how to turn 14 kina into a huge store with a poultry shed and a truck and a freezer. My father, Yawing, he's a chamber of secrets on how to run a trade store. I don't even know this. I was just told about this by himself last week Sunday. I'm looking forward to seeing him tomorrow to really draw out the chamber of secrets. Hey, Dad, how do you do it? How do you do it? How do you save up? How do you manage? How do you say no to people who came for asking for credits and all that? How did you do it? How did you do it? Yeah. How did he do it? We want to process it. We want to see the key words or the key management tools or the secrets. We want to know the story. Because we have a problem. We want to know what kind of actions to take. Do you see? Do you see how I'm just using these 5 things? 5 things to consistently speak, but to just already relate a problem on self-confidence, a problem on savings, a problem on financial literacy, a problem on money management. In the process of playing around with these 5 things, in the way I was talking, in the way I was using my body, in the way I was moving from this side to this side in front of you. Yes, that is the conversational skill. So what my father doesn't have is, he has the story. He's been living with this 14 kina story all his life. What he doesn't know is how to pitch it, how to structure it, and how to stand in front of a camera and deliver it. So that if he one fine day stands in front of an audience to share his story, to structure his story, and to teach so many people about the secrets of running a trade store, he can have people paying to listen to him, or paying him to go to the schools or company to speak to students, speak to clients, speak to staff, and he will be a powerful business consultant in terms of financial literacy and the secrets of running a trade store. Do you see how I just turned a villager, my dad, into a powerful business consultant by the way I was structuring the conversation? Do you see it? Dad, do you see it? Do you see how I structured the same story? I told you his story, but I structured his story and turned it into a presentation that can probably be delivered and always delivered and easily delivered to a school or a company. I'll just use one more example. Staff motivation. You probably have companies that are not motivated. Sales teams that are not alive. They're not speaking like I'm speaking. They probably might knock on a door and do a presentation or send an email and so, hello, we're from this company and we're trying to introduce you to our new products. It's actually a nice, I'm not sure. Probably some people speak like that, or some people are more alive than myself. But the thing is, we have to have this fire, this energy, this excitement, this enthusiasm. In fact, I have a lot of fuel inside me. That's why it's so easy for me to like shoot everything out here and into this video, because I have all my, in fact, I was excited to tell you, I was excited to stand in front of you speaking, because I know I had something really good to say, because I knew the structure of what I wanted to say, and I knew I could prove to you in this little 1-hour presentation how you can be an ordinary villager and become a powerful business consultant. And I knew that I could demonstrate using my words and my actions. Simple as that. Dad, did I demonstrate it?
Yes.
Good. Ken, did I demonstrate?
Yes.
Did I show you guys, everybody watching, how you can simply use your voice and your actions, your body, to deliver messages, to teach? So if you are from a village in a remote island, or if you're from a village up in a remote mountain, you can teach with your body and your words. You can compare something that was to something that can be. And you can show how secrets can be applied to make somebody gain a new access to become somebody more. You can help everybody to transcend. That's why this training is called Transcend. Because I plainly wanted to use my words and actions to prove to all of you in the country and the world that it is not degrees and diplomas, it is not positions and titles, it is not money and prestige, but pure words and actions that can show that you can teach and change somebody's life. That's what I wanted to prove. That's why we are here. That's why I'm speaking. That's why you're watching this video. And did I just prove it? I've done it. Is it hard? Is it hard? Am harder?
No, but
Fight him on! Realize who you are. You are a library of untold stories. You are more. Don't limit yourself with your fishing net. Abandon the nets. Stand in front of people. Speak. Because you can be changing lives tomorrow. Structure your conversation. Structure your pitch. You can drop whatever you are doing right now. You can be a cook. You can be a cleaner. You can be a security guard. But if you learn to structure a story, you can stand in front of huge audiences and speak and use your body and change lives. How do we see? How do we see? By the man know you blood. So now I want to give you guys a revelation. Something that I asked, I believe 5 years ago, when I was working in the fields, and I look up to the blue mountains at the back. My papers already got stolen. I was just planting rice. That's in 2016, exactly 5 years ago. And I look up to those mountains, and I spoke directly to Jehovah, and I told him, one thing all of you must take notice, the name Jehovah means he causes to become whatever he wants it to become. In one word, the meaning of the name Jehovah is change. He can change anything to suit his will. He can change you or me. He can change an animal and make it speak. He can change deserts into rainforest. He can change things. He can change emptiness into a universe. That's him. His name means change. He causes to become. He proves to be whatever he can prove to be. So I asked that person. I asked Jehovah. I asked the God of change. Because I want to change in me and on the outside. So I asked him. I said, Jehovah, you see there's people in those blue mountains there. I know I can't ask for what King Solomon asked you, which was wisdom. Because you can't give me wisdom. You only gave it to him. And that's it. That's a special prayer. And only he could have asked you that special prayer. For all of us, you gave the Bible. That's where we're going to dig out the wisdom. But can you, please, I want to make a special private request to you. Can you give me? I won't ask for wisdom. I'll ask for something. Power. And I asked him for power. I no longer had my fisheries degree, so I asked for power. Can you give me power? Whatever the power, money power, position power, I don't know. But it was power. Power enough to help those people in the blue mountains up there. I never realized that he probably was laughing at me. He'll be like, I already gave it to you. The moment you learned how to speak, that power is the power of speech, the power to preach, the power to teach, the power to show, the power to use your body and speak and teach. That's it. He simply opened my eyes and realized who I already was the day I was born. Not something external that he has to send from heaven down to me. So what happened? Well, what happens was I realized my strengths and I started working on it, building it, until I noticed something, that if you have a conversational structure and conversational skills, you can be a very effective and powerful conversationalist that can change things, change yourself, change people's lives, change anybody who's listening to you, even watching a video of you speaking. That was the answer to my prayer. So 5 years ago, this rice farmer is now speaking into this video and finally got the answer to that prayer. So that one fine day, if this video goes all the way up to those blue mountains and somebody watches this YouTube video up in those mountains, he'll be like, man, Peter is right. I can share my story. And if he improves his life, then I would have got the answer to my prayer, and I'll be like, man, thank you, Jehovah. You showed me. And now I see. You helped me to transcend. And now I can speak. Now I am an effective and powerful conversationalist. And I'm able to teach this very communication skill in a video that now can be watched and now can be viewed by thousands and I hope millions of people in my country, for them to realize the power that they already have and the stories that they already have inside them, and bring them out and change the world, and together we can set this whole country on fire with our stories. It's possible. So let me end on this note. Let's do a little recap. So the recap is, a part of us is still stuck in the industrial age where we think we have these positions that we're limited to. But we are also powerful digital storytellers with the most powerful content creation tool in the palm of our hand, which is called a mobile phone. And we can use this powerful content creation tool to create 4 things. The only 4 things that you can ever create in the digital world. Powerful images, powerful videos, powerful audio content, and powerful text, which is articles or posts. You have a phone in your hand. Are you using it to produce these 4 powerful things? Or are you still using your phone to watch movies and play games and scroll over Facebook? You have in the palm of your hand the very tool that can change your life and change this country. Don't waste it. Don't waste this powerful content creation tool, and don't change this huge life-changing tool, which is your mouth and your body, to change your life today with a message like this. Is that clear? Louder? Should I speak any louder? Can you realize this? I hope by this point you are awake now. So that was what I tried to prove to you of where we are in the industrial age, but where we can thrive, which is the digital age. We're in a mix between 2 different ages. And as the digital storyteller and as an ambassador, I'm reaching out from this side to everybody who's on this side to transcend, to walk on this bridge, to drop your nets, to abandon your nets, and to follow, to take Jesus' invitation and move into the digital age and become a powerful, inspirational, motivational, digital storyteller. So I will conclude with this. Parents, especially parents, Do this for your children. This one thing, if you can promise to me, as the uncle, do this one thing as the parent and grandparent of a child. Write your story. Write your autobiography. Tell them all your trade secrets. Tell them everything that you did to become who you are. Don't take that autobiography and bury it in the grave. That is selfish. Share your story. Share that book inside you. Share it with your children and grandchildren and the rest of the world. Pick up a pen after watching this video and start writing it. Don't take your book to the grave. Don't waste time today. Start on page 1. I'll give you a secret. One last skill on how you can write your story. Write your eulogy. Yeah, your eulogy. That thing that people read when a person dies. That one. Write yours. From the day you were born to the present. Write it. You don't have to wait to die and then somebody writes a tiny little piece of a boring little summary of your life that's not even representing your entire library. Use your life today and write your eulogy. Write something better than anybody could have written. But once you're going to realize, I actually did that myself. I structured myself into 12 chapters. From my introduction to my childhood, to my primary school, to my secondary school, to my university life, to my life being unemployed, then employed, then self-employed. And then to the day my mom died. That's the day I chose to die. And the day I chose to write a eulogy after that. And then the conclusion, 12 chapters. But something happened. I noticed that in each paragraph I couldn't say enough about my childhood. I couldn't say enough about my days at primary school. I couldn't say enough about my life in high school. I didn't say much about my 4 years at university. I didn't say much about my 10 years in the village. I didn't say much about my life being employed and self-employed. I noticed that that first chapter was simply an outline. That I should probably build each paragraph again into separate chapters, 12 separate chapters about the life of Peter Babu. And it's now an ongoing project now. I'm going to go back and write about my childhood, then I'll write about my primary school. Secrets and whatever nice little information and highlights about my childhood, my primary school, my high school and all of that. So that's the last idea I can give to you. Write your eulogy. That's an action. Number 5. What are the actions? Always learn to take actions. Listen to this, watch this video, but always learn to do number 5, which is take actions. You state a problem, you read a story, you find out the keywords, the last keyword was eulogy, you process the story, I just did, and then you take action. You take a pen and a paper and you start today. After watching this, write your eulogy. Don't waste it. Don't think you're going to live forever. You won't. Not in this life. Once you become really skillful in using this 5 in any type of conversation, you're already a nice, powerful business consultant. Already. Even during watching this, you probably are already now. As of today and onwards, I declare you a powerful business consultant. Believe that. Say it. Start acting tomorrow like a powerful business consultant. If people ask you, who are you? Stop saying that you're a fisherman. Transcend. Tell them, you? I'm a business consultant. Really? Yeah. How? I know how to have a powerful conversation with anybody or make a powerful presentation. That's you. That's you now. And you will abandon your nets and become fishers of men by the way you speak and the way you use your body. That's who you are now. That's who you are. As of watching this video, as of listening here, you are more. You are no longer a villager. You are a powerful business consultant. Why? Because you have transcended. Now, 6, 7, and 8. A bit of 9. Number 6 says, reach out. Reach out. Reach out to the person who can change you and ask him to change you. Reach out like Peter and follow the person who can make you fishers of men. Ask. Ask like how I asked for power. Ask. Ask for the change you want inside you, and ask for the change you want outside you. Ask for the change you want in your family. Ask for the change you want in your company. Ask for the change you want in your school. Ask for that change. Ask the person who has the power to change empty spaces into universe. To the person who knows how to change water into wine. Ask that person to make that miracle in your life. To change the ordinary fisherman into the person who is a fisher of men. Ask for the change. You're not an ordinary student. You're not an ordinary villager. You're not an ordinary graduate. You're not an ordinary cleaner. You're not an ordinary cook, driver, whatever. If they give you a low posture title, you're more than that. Ask for the change. Ask to transcend. Ask to be something bigger. Do number 6. Reach out to the ones who can change you. Reach out to trainers who can help you. Reach out to friends and family who can pull you out. Reach out. Number 7. Set the next date for the next meeting like this. Next week Saturday I'll produce another video like this. Number 8. Share on Facebook. Share on LinkedIn. I'll share this video on YouTube and then I'll upload on YouTube. Then I'll share on my Facebook and LinkedIn and my TikTok. And number 9 is pitch. Pitch. Tell people, watch this video. It's going to change your life forever. Pitch. Tell people. Extend out and say it. Hey, there's a way to change your life forever. I know now. I can show you. You can watch it. And help your friends and your family. Help all your villagers in the remote island. Help all your families in the remote mountains. Reach out, share it, and pitch it, preach it, and help everyone using this video. And you can help everybody to transcend, to learn the conversational skills, and move from villagers into powerful business consultants by knowing not degrees and diplomas, but how to use words and actions to deliver, to structure mindsets and hearts, and change lives. And you know what? You will be a powerful business consultant. My name is Peter Babul. I'm the digital storyteller, and this is my message to you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, audience, and all the ones from Papua New Guinea, the rest of the world who tuned in to this video. I hope that Peter has inspired you, and you will transcend from being just an ordinary whatever to be extraordinary. Thank you very much. I'll see you next Saturday.